What's up everyone? Welcome or welcome back to the Marketing Nomad YouTube channel. I am the Marketing Nomad. Okay, let's get into today's topic. So story time. I had been dealing with two toe injuries that spanned about 1.5 years, all right? For a couple of months, it was the left side, and then for another couple of months, pretty much immediately after, no respite at all, it was the right leg and the right toe, and it was pretty horrible, to be honest. There were a couple of weeks where I couldn't even walk. I have not worn shoes for the past 1.5 years because it's just been that intense of a physical injury. Now I could walk, but there were a couple of weeks where even that was very painful, but I was able to walk, and running not so much. But now it has kind of come into a stage where I'm able to walk, run, and also dance. All right, and I think that's one thing that I've missed the most, to be able to dance, because the pressure on the toe while I'm dancing, I wouldn't feel it, but I'll feel it afterwards. So I realized, okay, can't dance, and I have to wait for it to fully heal. And it took this long, and I feel like I want to get into another video where I talk about how long it took for these two injuries to heal and my entire mindset during it, because I think even with physical injuries, there's a lot about mindset that comes in, and there's a lot of pivoting with respect to your mindset that needs to happen so that you keep going and not lose faith that your body is healing, and that you will, maybe not necessarily get back to normal, but get back to a state where you feel confident about your body. And that relationship by itself, it's a different journey. I will talk about it in another video. But I feel like I've come to a stage where both my toe injuries have healed, and I want to get back into dancing. But I feel so disconnected from my body. Like, it's been 1.5 years since I last danced, and I was kind of playing around with the idea, like, okay, let's get back into dancing. I have like a separate Instagram page where I dance, and I was like, this is too much. Like, this is too much. I haven't even danced for 1.5 years. This is too big a step for me. And the immediate thought process that came after that was, okay, well, break it down into smaller steps. If that's too big of a step, if you're too overwhelmed by it, that's okay. That's absolutely okay. It doesn't, talk about your mental strength, nor does it have, does it factor into your resilience? Nothing of that sort. If it's too big a step, break it down into smaller steps. And that's exactly what I wanted to share with you today as well. If a step is too big, it doesn't matter. It's not a testament to your physical capabilities or your mental strength or who you are as a person. No, it isn't. If it's too big a step, remove your identity outside of it. Like, completely shield yourself from it and just think of it as a math problem. If it's too big of a step, break it down into smaller steps. That's pretty much it. The moment you remove emotions from that thought process, it becomes a lot more easier for you to see the situation for what it actually is, and understand that maybe that's too big a step for you to take right now, but that doesn't matter. It's okay. You're going to always break it down into smaller steps. So with respect to the dance situation that I've got going on, it's still ongoing, okay? I have to tell you this. I am going to be breaking down that big step into smaller steps. So it's not going to be me directly jumping into making the videos that I used to make, the dance videos. No, I am going to break it down into smaller steps. So for me, what that looks like is I would, and I'm kind of thinking it out loud as I'm talking to you. But the first thing is I would maybe put on a dance tutorial on YouTube, put it on my TV, and then I would just follow along however long that takes me. Step by step, we're gonna figure it out. And then once I feel a little bit confident, once I've kind of felt a little bit of a connection with my body, getting back to how I felt about my body, then I will maybe get into choreographing my own dance steps and doing the usual dances that I used to do, because I'm confident that I'll get there, but to take that leap right off the bat, no, I'm not confident, and I feel like it's too big of a step for me. I am overwhelmed. There's a lot about trusting my physical body that I also need to go through that process, right? It's been 1.5 years of a physical injury that's kind of stopped me, so I also need to be able to trust my body. So that by itself is a journey, that by itself is a process. I cannot take that big of a leap, and that's okay. That's okay. That's not a testament to who I am as a person or my capabilities. No, I don't want to force myself to take too big of a step just to prove a point to myself or just to prove a point to someone else as well, and have that kind of break down because I haven't gone through the process that I need to go through in order to make that big step a stable one for me, something that I can keep up with long term. And so if that big step is overwhelming, it just means that maybe there are some more steps that I need to take in order to solidify the foundation for me, and so that I can feel confident while taking that big step. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be, just putting a dance tutorial and then doing it step by step, literally. For me, this is actually me doing it step by step. I think that once I kind of learn a dance step and I feel confident, then my confidence grows, then I learn the next dance step, and then my confidence grows, and then slowly I'll be able to kind of build that confidence, and it's going to take step by step, and that's okay with me. That's completely fine. I am going to give myself that time is also another thought process that I have. So I wanted to share this with you, that if it feels too big of a step, that's okay. That's absolutely okay. It just means that you have to break it down into smaller steps. Maybe the foundation is what you need to focus on at this point in time, and to take that big of step. Maybe you haven't laid the foundation. Maybe you don't know what the foundation is, and you'll only figure out what the foundation is if you take smaller steps. And so there are different reasons why sometimes we don't feel ready for a big step, and that's okay. That's not a testament to our capabilities or our intelligence or who we are as a person as well. Absolutely not. It just means that we have to break it down into smaller steps. Take the emotions out of it and just think of it as a math problem. If it's too big a step, break it down. Break it down into smaller steps. If that too is too big a step, break it down into even smaller steps. Right? And then another thought process that I had with respect to this is, with the dance thing, I thought maybe I could do, simple dances first, and then start getting into the choreography that I'm used to and the choreography that I've been doing for a good chunk of my life. So I'll start with simple ones and then I'll slowly build it up. So that too is a way that I am breaking down a big step. Like in the past, I would just take the camera and then just put on some music and then just go, with respect to the choreography. But no, today it's a little bit of a different situation, right? I also have to, kind of trust my body. I have to reconnect with my body. That by itself is going to take a bit of time. So a way that you can break down that big step, a normal step for me in the past seems big to me today, and that's okay too. I've gone through something that made me feel differently, and that's okay. I'm going to honor my journey. I'm going to honor the pain that I felt. I'm going to honor the injury. I'm going to honor, the change in my thought process, and I'm going to respect that. All right. So what is a normal step before for me today feels like a big step, and that's okay. So I'm just going to break it down into smaller steps. Before, in the past, I didn't need to break it down, and that's okay. It's okay. It doesn't mean that I've grown weaker or that something's wrong with me. No. It just means that whatever experiences I have been through is calling me to take different steps in order to get back to where I was in the past. And that's okay. It's just a different route. It's just got more steps on that route so that I can create a foundation that I need at this point in my life, given the experiences that I've been through. So this can be, like, I've kind of equated it to the dance thing that I have going on right now, right? But you can equate it to anything and everything in your life as well. If you've been through something where you no longer, what felt normal at one point now feels like a bigger step, break it down into smaller pieces, break it down into smaller steps. That's completely fine. You don't even need to necessarily have gone through the experiences to realize the shift. No, if any step out there feels too big, it just means you need to break it down. Take your emotions out of it, take your identity out of it, and just look at it as literally a logical problem. If it's too big a step, break it down. The moment you start to infuse your emotions into it, that's where it starts to get tricky. That's where you start to, feel like it is a testament to your capabilities, your abilities, your intelligence, and who you are as a person. The moment you start mixing your identity and emotions into that, yeah, that's where it starts to get a little bit complicated, and it starts to kind of hit at your self-confidence. So this is one way that I felt the moment you take your emotions out of it and you just think of it as a problem, as a mathematical problem, or even a logic problem. It's too big, so break it down into smaller steps. That's too big, break it down into even smaller steps. Take your emotions out of it, and then you'll start to understand that it's got nothing to do with you. It's just where you are at this point in your life. That's too big of a step. That's pretty much it. It's as simple as a statement without any emotions. And that way, as you take these smaller steps, you'll feel your confidence grow rather than the other way around where you force yourself to take that big step even though you're not ready for it, and you intuitively know, you force yourself, you push yourself through that. Your confidence actually takes a bigger hit as you push yourself down there because you knew it before getting in that you weren't ready for it just yet. So you're going to be faced with more and more experiences down that path that prove to you that you're not ready, and that's where your confidence takes a hit. However, if you take that big step and break it down into smaller steps, and even if that's too big, break it down into even smaller steps, whichever feels comfortable to you. Not so much that you're stagnant, so much so that you are taking a step forward, but it's small enough for you to feel good. The moment you complete that step, your confidence builds. Then you take the next step, then your confidence builds. Slow and steady, your confidence builds so that now you can take that big step, all right? So I felt that this has been a method that has worked for me in every aspect of my life, whether that's business or whether that is the example that I just told you about, the dance example, or whether it's something in your personal life that you want to kind of take a step, but it's too big, break it down into smaller steps. And if that's too big, break that down into smaller steps. Take your emotions out of it, remove your identity from it, and just think of it as a logical problem. That's it. That's pretty much it. And then keep moving forward. The step has to be, of course, it shouldn't make you stagnant. It should still be a step forward, but it can be a small step. All right? So that's what I wanted to share with you. I really hope that this helped you in some way. It changed your mind, changed your perception about something. If it did, definitely do give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because that tells you every single time I do upload a YouTube video. Take care, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye-bye.